Hey Dakota, this is Miss Tracy. So these are those 3 problems you need help with. Here's the first one. Tickets for good seats cost $8. All right, so we've got good seats. Let me get the pen here. Good seats are equal to $8. Okay. Tickets for other seats, so the other, whatever they are, those are $3. So we have a value here. If all 18 tickets were sold for a total of $119. Okay, so we have a quantity and we have a value. So we can write a quantity and a value statement here. The number of good tickets plus the number of other tickets was 18. That's our quantity statement. Our value statement is the good tickets are $8. So 8 times the number of good tickets plus the other tickets are 3. 3 times the number of other tickets is equal to 119. So there's our 2 statements that we're going to use. We're going to use this one to create a substitution value. So if I subtract the number of other tickets from both, then the number of good tickets is equal to 18 minus the number of other tickets that we had. So I'm going to use this as sub in for NG right here. So 8, and then I'm going to use this right here, 18 minus the number of other, plus 3 times the number of other is equal to 119. So now 8 times 18, that's 80 plus 64. All right, so 8 times 10 is 80. 8 times 8 is 64. That gives us 18 here. That gives me 4 and 144. Okay. I think that's right. Yeah. So 144 minus 8 times the number of other plus 3 times the number of other equals 119. All right, so I'm going to subtract this from both sides. Combine these two. And then that's going to be 14 minus 9 is 5, because I borrow one from here, make that 14. And then 13 minus 11 is 2, so 25. So negative 25, which we know if we divide that, negative 5 on both sides, number of other is equal to positive 5. So the number of good tickets is 18 minus the number of other, which is 5. So the number of good would be 13. All right. Always look for that quantity. Look for what you have, the 2 things you have, the good seats and the other seats. Look for the quantity and then look for the value statement. Whenever you do the value statement, you're going to apply whatever it tells you that value is for that item to the quantity statement, but then change this number to this number so that, now it has a, proportion to it, right? It has a value to it. All right, let's do the next one. Wait, how many tickets for good seats were sold? 13. Okay. Find the volume of a sphere whose radius is 4 inches. All right, volume of a sphere is 4 pi r cubed divided by 3. I think that's right. Yep, that's the formula. So if the radius is 4 inches, we just have to put that in for the radius. So that would equal 4 pi 4 inches cubed divided by 3. So 4 times 4 times 4, 4 times 4 is 16, 16 times 4 is 64. So 4 times pi times 64 inches cubed divided by 3. So 4 times 64 is going to be a number that I don't have in my head. 64 times 4 is 256. So 256 pi inches cubed divided by 3. So if I divide 256 by 3, I get 85.333333 pi. So that would be 85 1/3. So 85 1/3 pi inches cubed. Let me see what the actual answer is. Okay, so because it won't divide evenly, you have a couple of options. So it doesn't want the answer like this. It wants it like this. So you can put it in just like this because it doesn't divide evenly, or you could put it in as 85.33 pi inches cubed. So it will take either one of those. All right, this one is the one you probably ought to do, just simply because you don't have to worry about where to round it to or which decimal to use. When it doesn't divide cleanly, just leave it in fraction form. That's usually a good rule of thumb with Saxon math. If it doesn't, resolve itself into a whole number, then, or a decimal that terminates, then just leave it in the fraction. All right, let's look at the next one. Find the volume of the sphere whose radius is 1 centimeter. Solve in terms of pi. That just means we're going to use the pi symbol and we're not going to calculate it. So we're going to do the same thing. 4 pi r cubed over 3. And since this is 1 centimeter cubed over 3, that's going to be 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. So 4 times 1 is 4. So 4 pi centimeters cubed over 3. That should be the answer. Let me double check. All right, so it wants it like this. 4 pi over 3 centimeters cubed. But if you had put it in like that, if the system marked it wrong, I would mark it right. You could also do the decimal, which is 4.19 centimeters cubed pi, potentially. As per usual, don't worry about the decimal. Just, if it doesn't divide evenly, just leave it in fraction form and it should be fine. All right, that's all of them, I do believe. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's all of them. So just do the ones that I've put a block around, put them in, and that should solve all of those for you. All right, if you have any other questions, let me know. Bye for now, sweetheart. Have a good week.